And I meant every word. Oh, man. Yum, I guess. Yum, right? Like, what a dumb thing. Taste buds. I ran into Isaac Harris at brunch on Sunday. Nice. Man, really nice dude. Really. I love Isaac. Not Nick. But I love Isaac, though. What breeds your cat slightly? What were the Egyptian ones who were kings? That one. How was y'all's weekend? I had a good weekend. I'm changing up my workout routine. Yeah, you might notice, right? Because I'm fucking ginormous now. But leg day has destroyed me to the point where I did legs on Wednesday and I'm still feeling the effects of it. Right? Sports wise, that's why you don't train legs. Yeah, but then you take a look, right? You take a look, right? Yes, that's muscle right there. Yes. Like, you start to realize why we do train legs when you're so powerful, especially your hips. I mean, that's another one. I have almost like a dedicated hip workout now because you don't understand. And when you're playing slow pitch softball, you need all the advantages you can get in a league as competitive as the league I'm in. You need all the competitives that all the advantages that you can get, right? So we're doing steroids already. That's already baked into the equation. But how can we sort of expand upon that? And that's when the hip workouts come in because you explode, right? Are the Final Four games today? Wait, when does the Final Four start? Is that now or is that next week? Don't care anymore. This is the next segue that I have. Will not be watching. April 5th. My Red Raiders pooped on the court. It was tough to see. There's part of me who thinks maybe they didn't deserve to win that Arkansas game. Got very lucky in that one. Then the Florida game, just inexplicable. I mean, the missed free throws, what did they end up going? 7 of 14? 7 of 13? From the free throw line. And you saw it. And here's the thing, right? And this is the truth, guys. If you don't have a white shooter on your team, you're cooked. Okay? When Tech made the championship game, they had that Morietti kid. And wouldn't you know it? Florida had a Disney Channel fucking moment with that white guy who hit 2 threes at the final 3 minutes of the game. And the other dude, I'm really bad. I'm really bad with the college basketball names. What's his name? The point guard. He's a dog. I mean, he's a dog. Clayton, yeah. When he put that 3 up, I knew that shit was going in. I knew that was going in. He's a dog. Just painful. And the Red Raiders got a great look with 11 seconds left to tie it. Just missed it. Just a heartbreaker. Walter Clayton, yeah. Whew. I mean, that was a nasty shot he hit. Shout out to him. But the Red Raiders were victim to a Disney Channel movie. And that's just the reality at hand, right? But hey, so Tech moves on. Tech loses. Congratulations to Florida. I'm officially eliminated from every single one of my brackets. So, I'll have to say my interest level is now probably going to be slim. Although I will say, I just don't know. I'll watch the games because I do kind of have a vested interest because I like Houston. I picked them to win. I've been watching them. I like the way they play. They just play hard as fuck, and I really like that. I have to say, I just don't know how someone's going to beat Duke, man. The only thing that's really kind of stopping them is the fact that they're so young. Like, historically speaking, a team that young doesn't win very often, but Duke just feels dominant, man. Let's take a look at this slightly biased pool. Again, the winner of this will get a jersey of their choice, as well as a pair of signed sunglasses. I don't know. That's what you guys wanted in the replies. I don't understand. But okay. Fair enough. Right? And also, I do want to point out, I do want to say something here real quick. I'm sending out emails, been working with some people. The Slightly Biased shop will open up again soon. Okay. The Slightly Biased shop is going to be open in the very near future. That's all I'll say. There's a hat on the horizon. A hat. Yes. You heard me here. You heard it correctly. But it's funny as fuck. There's potential for controversy with the hat. I don't think Vietnam War vets are going to like it. But we'll just have to wait and see. It's a waiting game at this point. We're not entirely sure how it's going to play out. Nico's Dentist is number 1 in the bracket. Who's that? Who's Nico's Dentist? Currently number 1, picking Duke. Wow, what a bold pick, huh? Luka's in the bracket. Look at this. Luka Doncic, 77. Luka is in the bracket. What are these team names, bro? Luka Doncic in the bracket. Just ahead of Luka is... I'm glad Luka is gone. That's me reading the team names in this bracket. That's not... I did not say that. That's the team names. That's Nico. Push Nico into the portal. Slightly Biased is hot. Can't say I disagree with that, but, you know, that's your prerogative, right? Dodo and D-Live, number 1 fan. NIT bracketologist. I like that. My sweet Slovenian prince. But it looks like Nico's Dentist has a good chance of winning this thing. Oh, look at that. Brought to you by Dart has the best chance to win. All right. Hey, I'm rooting for Brought to you by Dart. Brought to you by Dart. That is who I am rooting for. Brought to you by Dart. Wow, this is wide open. What does Brought to you by Dart have going on? Wow. They picked all 1 seeds in the Final Four. Wow, congrats. Right? Congrats. But I will give you a little pass because I do appreciate your name quite a bit. And they have Duke over why? How am I supposed to know who they picked to beat them? Duke over who? Oh, Auburn. Duke over Auburn in the championship game. All right. Do we have anybody who picked Auburn? Like MJH Wombat. Auburn win it all. Duke. We had Juliana. Auburn versus Houston. All right. Of course, we got some Houston picks. Yeah, where am I? Yeah, we're still scrolling, guys. Where am I at? Yep, we're still scrolling, guys. We're still scrolling. Yeah, we're still scrolling. Yeah, we're on to the next page. Yeah, we're still scrolling. We're still scrolling, guys. Who picked Wisconsin? Come on. Yeah, we're still scrolling. We're on to the next page. Oh, here I am. Page 4. Hey, not bad. Hey, a pretty nice comeback by me, honestly. You know, pretty nice comeback. I had if Tech won, I would have had the Final Four completely right. And they should have won. So in a roundabout way, I was correct. Like in a roundabout way, I was right because Tech just choked. There was no, like Tech just choked. So in a roundabout way, I was correct. Yep. So there are people underestimating the Rockets. Maybe, yeah. We're going to talk about the Western Conference here in a bit. And then, baseball started. I've watched every single Rangers game so far. I've watched every single Rangers game. I think by this time last year, I was already out. So I've 4 games in. I've watched all of them. They're 3-1. They had a great series. Bats struggled to get going, but they're going to be a great. The Red Sox are going to be a good team. Rafael Devers, huh? Honestly, like this isn't bullshit. You could pick anybody from in this community, and they would have done just as well, maybe even better than Rafael Devers. Like in that series, like maybe one of us could have just closed our eyes and just put the bat on the ball, and the ball would have just snuck through, right? Yeah, Yilmer Abreu, is that his name? I mean, he annihilated us. But a good series. DeGrom looked incredible. His off-speed stuff looked great. Jack Leiter looked incredible. He was dealing all game long. Ran into some trouble, but I thought he pitched fantastic. And the bullpen really didn't do terribly. Like, honestly, they didn't. Puke Jackson, and I don't want to call him that. Luke Jackson, number 77. There's a little bit of a problem there. I'll just tell you that much. That feels like it might be a cursed number from here on out. Had a terrible game 1, right? But I thought pitched pretty fine. Got into a little drama yesterday, but worked out of it. But I don't think it was terrible. I don't think the bullpen bailed out the Molly game. Like, I don't think it was awful. I don't think it was bad. We'll have to see. Here's the thing about baseball. Bullpens, you never know. They're literally just dumb luck, unless you're spending a lot of money on it. It's usually just dumb luck. You just hope that a guy figures it out for a season, and then you just kind of figure it out over the course of the year. You'll trade for guys, whatever the case may be. That's what you got to do. But Simeon kind of feels like Simeon's swinging a wet pool noodle. Like, I don't know. The ball is not leaving his bat with any violence. Seager's dealing with a calf thing. He had an okay series. Wyatt looks fantastic. I got to say, Wyatt Langford, big home run last night to tie the game. He looks incredible. His at-bats are competitive, incredibly competitive. I'm going to go full Russello on you. He hit a home run, but I think his best at-bat in the series was opening day. He worked a walk against what the hell is his name? Oh, God. Pussy Liquor with the 199. Sup, GOAT? What Mavs game you going to next? I don't think I'm going to another Mavs game this season, for sure. Crochet, yeah, duh. Garrett Crochet. I always want to call him Lucas Giolito. I have no idea why. Is it because of the White Sox thing? Probably. Yeah, Jonah Heim, two grand slams, Jesus. 2 bombs. Adolis, 2 bombs over the course of a series. The ball's just leaving his bat and it's looking to murder somebody. So anyways, great start for our boys this summer. Thoughts on Carter? You mean Evan Carter? Yeah, we're gonna have to see with him. I'm worried. So it does sound like what do you think about the Mavs with both bigs back? It does sound like they're probably coming back tonight. Gafford one was surprising to me. Like, we've heard no updates about him, and now all of a sudden he's back. Jock's hit a couple hard. I thought the Mavs barreled up a good amount of the Mavs. Jesus Christ, the Rangers barreled up a good amount of balls over the course of the series. It's just a matter of it getting down. Baseball also has this really weird thing going on where the Yankees have been using this this torpedo bat. It's one of the more interesting things I've seen in a long time. Like, just the talking points. I find this like this is the bat. So you notice the barrel is a little bit fatter, but every other part of the bat is skinnier. It's really interesting. Has the league looked into it at all? I mean, I'm fairly certain, and I'd be surprised if this isn't true. I mean, this is true when you're growing up playing. Like, wherever you're playing at, they have to approve the bat you're using. So I'm assuming that the MLB has to approve this bat. So it has been approved. I think what all they've done is they've taken some of the width of the bat away from, like, the barrel and maybe the end and just put it right in the fucking middle. I think it's only 2 players in the lineup that uses it. Yeah. I heard other players like Lindor using it too, from Jeff Passan. Yeah, no, I was reading up on it. And there's other players across the league who are using it too, and players who were using it last year. But it's the Yankees, and the Yankees have, I think the Yankees hit 100 home runs over the past weekend. So they hit 10 home runs. Was it 9 home runs, 10 home runs? They hit 9 home runs in a game. Aaron Judge is, look, guys, I've always said Barry Bonds is the greatest player I've ever seen play, maybe any sport, right? Aaron Judge is pussy liquor with the $199. Not even Luka's return. I'm def going to that one. I've said this before. Why would I pay $300 to watch Luka play? I've watched Luka play a million times. And yeah, Aaron Judge doesn't even use that bat. Wow. All right. Let's get down to business. We got Kumar Rocker on the bump tonight for the Mavs, or for the Rangers. Jesus! Why do I keep doing that? How do we want to start here? Bates. I like, wait, Bates 4 letters. I like Bates. Is that a word? Okay, I like this. This is okay, that's actually an interesting start. Broth. Okay. We're kind of cooking here. Bloat. That's not a word, really. Okay. I mean, it's a great start. Can't ask for a much better start. I feel like this is where we're going, but what's the last letter? Nope. 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 I'm missing it. I mean, this is the only thing in my brain currently that makes sense. Blow 2. Right? I mean, none of these other... No. No. Nope. Nope. I'll read that in a second. Nope. 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 No. No. Okay, so what am I missing? This kind of feels like it's going to be a stupid ass word. What the fuck am I missing here? Here we go. Here we go. I mean, that doesn't even fucking look like it even makes sense, right? I mean, that doesn't even, like, that doesn't even make sense. I mean, that's... Right? Like, it has to be something along these lines, and now we're just, like, guessing. Blow toe. Like, that's where we're at. And I'm not entirely sure what I'm even looking at. You know what I mean? Like bloody, bloat. Like, what am I missing here, folks? What the fuck am I missing? Well, this is kind of a strange sequence here. Could it be this? I always... Yep. Okay. And that's the thing is I always, and that was easy. The problem is whenever there's a letter already there, I never think to do it again. Then that's booty makes sense. Booty makes sense. That's a great way to start our week, honestly. And 3 guesses. 3 guesses. But that's the problem. It goes to me overthinking this fucking game. Is I never even thought to put the O there. All right, easy game. All right, let's go connections. Okay, now connections has given us some problems the last couple of times. Okay. All right. Deposit, balance, transfer, withdrawal. I mean, this has to be immediately. These are options at an ATM machine. Yeah, I mean, that's an easy one. An easy one immediately, right? Horse. Now I'm already envisioning some dumbass shit. Like we added 2 letters to a word. To boot as well. Took in, put away. 2 words. Had, 8, 4, 2. What are we thinking horse is? Horse. Screen. And I got the ATM one so fast because I'm at the ATM, probably 3 or 4 times a day. So that one was easy. And now we're just trying to figure out this other one. Screen. 8. Had. I mean, is there a dumbass like past tense? Had 8. 4. To boot as well. 2. I kind of feel like those 3 are all sort of related, right? Because to boot as well, 2. Those are ways that you're like, oh, he did this as well. He did this too. He did this to boot. He did this. Okay. All right. Besides, I'm just going to guess this, and let me just see if I'm right, if it's one away. Oh, my God. Okay. All right. Sometimes you just got it, man. I don't know what to tell you guys. All right, now here's where things get interesting. Put away, took in, put away. Horse. Where does horse? I mean, I'm looking at all these words. Where does horse come into play? Because immediately I'm thinking the fucking animal. And I'm looking around. And it doesn't quite make sense if it's the animal. Unless we're doing some dumb ass letter manipulation here. Which they love to do. It's always the stupidest one. Put away, took in, have to be together, correct? Put away, took in, had. I have no fucking clue, honestly. These ones are all... Maybe a shuffle will help me. Maybe a shuffle will help us. 8. Had. Took in. Where are we going with this? Foreplay? Wait, hold on a second. Foreplay, horseplay, wordplay, screenplay. Sometimes you just have it, guys. Look, sometimes you just have it. All right, 8, took in, put away, and had. I actually don't know what these 4 would be. Consumed. Sometimes you just have it, guys. Sam Ehlinger to the Broncos. Hell yeah. This is how you know you're going to have a great week. Sometimes you just add in the chat. I don't read the chat during trust me, guys. I could have saved myself embarrassment many a times if I read the chat during these. Pussy Liquor with another donation. Thank you for the donations, buddy. How did Dallas go from the top of the world to this? Were they ever top of the world? Were they ever top of the world? Think about that. Sports also change so quickly that they do. All right, let's get going. Great start to the week. I mean, we nailed it, right? Wordle in 3 tries. That's a huge win in my book. As well as connections with no incorrect guesses. Dallas, the best city in the world. No. Speaking of best city in the world, I've figured out my European itinerary. For those interested, I'll be in London. That probably is the greatest city in the world, at least that I've been to. London for a week, and then Florence for a week. So I'm pretty excited about that. Never been to Italy before. So get to meet up with Danilo Gallinari. Who else? Who are some other Italian basketball players? I mean, no, Dublin's off the table, unfortunately. I don't understand what's good about London. I just love it, man. I like big cities. I like cities that have a ton of shit to do in it. I like that there's outdoor activities that you can do in London. There's beautiful parks. I also love the public transit of it all, right? Great public transit system. Their food's incredible, and I know what you're thinking, right? No. British food is dire, right? It is just completely and totally barbaric. But the food is incredible. They have great Italian food, as you can guess. They have great Indian food. Jamaican food is very good there. It's fantastic. Pubs are awesome. Yes. It's filled with British people. British people have always been very nice to me, actually. They always sort of, I think they hear I'm American, and then you obviously get that American sort of, but then they hear I'm Texan. And there's something about being the Texan. There's something somewhat intriguing to them, right? The Texan aspect of it. I'm sort of just like, it's like a mythical figure to them when they hear that I'm Texan. They ask me so many questions, right? And they're all stereotypical, and I should be offended, frankly. But that's okay. I think there's something, I think there's something to not being a part of their colonies that they like. Yeah, because I'm a cartoon character to them. But then I start talking and they realize, oh, this guy means business in a lot of different ways. Good morning, folks. It's Monday, March 31st. Last day of March. Are you prepared accordingly? 11:05 a.m. Central Standard Time. We have a lot to talk about today. The Western Conference play-in race continues to be quite embarrassing to the point where it looks as though the Dallas Mavericks have locked up a play-in spot. How? I don't know. Anthony Davis has returned. They're 4-0 since Anthony Davis has come back. And I know, guys, like I've heard, they beat the Brooklyn Nets. They beat the Orlando Magic. They beat the Chicago Bulls. Well, not everybody can beat the Magic, Nets, and Bulls. I'll just say that, right? Not everybody can do it. Just throwing that out there. But it appears as though the Mavericks are pretty locked in at this juncture. And it sounds as though Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively are making their return to the lineup as soon as tonight. They play the Brooklyn Nets tonight, the Mavericks do. And it could be the return of their other bigs. The Phoenix Suns, the pathetic Suns. We'll talk about them here in a bit. The baffling Kings. They're so bad. We'll talk about them here in a bit. We'll also talk about who I thought were my friends. Nick Angstadt, Isaac Harris, the Locked On Mavs guys. Potentially putting my life at risk in some way by bringing Tim McMahon on their show. They didn't think about the repercussions of that and how people might respond to that. And now I'm in the crossfire, right? And now I wasn't even on the episode, and now I'm in the crosshairs. I had no say in it, but I did listen. We'll talk a little bit about what was said on there. As you might guess, and who could have guessed it? Oh, I did. The Minnesota Timberwolves and Detroit Pistons got into a massive brawl. Was that the biggest fight of the season? Surely not, right? It was a pretty big one. A pretty massive brawl in their game yesterday, which we did predict. Mouse in the Palace 2. 7 dudes got ejaculated. I think the word you're looking for is ejected, but I can see how that's a little confusing. OKC is going to be a stressful spot. They have such a big lead at 1 that they're going to feel pressure to rest their guys, which may throw off their rhythm. I think they're going to be okay. 62-12. We talked about it like a week or two ago. I don't think 7. Could they win the rest of their games? I'm not sure 70 is off the table, honestly. Like they'll probably rest guys at some point, but they'll be favorites in every single game they play from here on out. It would require quite the winning streak. But they've got Chicago, Detroit, Houston, not cakewalks. 2 LA games. Phoenix, Utah, New Orleans. It's really not impossible. Can we get to 70 wins? I mean, that would be sick. Right? If the Thunder got to 70 wins, that would be such an incredible achievement for this franchise. Look at all of the biggest win teams in recent history. They almost never have playoff success. I mean, so in terms of net rating and stuff like that, pretty much every single team that does what the Thunder have done make it to the finals. Pretty much every single one. And I'm telling you right now, I don't see who beats us. I mean the Thunder. I don't see who beats them. Sorry. I don't see who does it. Truthfully. Anything less than a chip is a failure. I'll say anything for the Thunder, anything less than making the finals is a failure. Honestly. I really do believe that. Thunder fans, I've heard Thunder fans talk about it, in the group chats I'm in. I mean, I've heard them talk about it. And it's just like, no, like we'll see. Depends how it plays out. It's not a failure if they don't win it all. It's a failure if they don't win it all. So either your Clippers ready to make it a mess out of your golden locks. What was it? I said I'd shave my head. What was it? Was it if the Mavs made the finals again or won the finals? Which one was it? I forgot the bet. I'm feeling pretty okay about it, though. I'll tell you that much. Where do we want to start today? I did not say if they made the play-in, bro. Made the finals. Okay. That's fair. I stand by that. That's okay. I'm okay with that one. Do we want to start with the Suns? Do we want to start with the Tim McMahon on Locked On? Which again, guys, if you're mad about that, I had no say in that. Okay, that was not me. Right? I'm a reoccurring guest. I don't do bookings. Start with the morning routine. No, that one's done. That meme, honestly, that meme had really great potential, but it just kind of flamed out really fast. And I think Mr. Beast got involved. That kind of killed it. All of the big company accounts got involved. That's always dangerous. But beyond that, I think he became too self-aware too soon. And then something about it didn't feel genuine anymore. And that was it. Well, the Rizzler almost saved it. The Rizzler almost saved it, but it was on life support. It was in hospice care. There was nothing that we could do. There was a experimental treatment in the form of the Rizzler that they were attempting to use as maybe a last second, way to get rid of it. But it was over, right? He's doing collabs with Mr. Beast. It's over. Would you rather have a 50-50 chance at the 8 or 11 seed or a 100% chance at the 10 seed? So what, 8 seed going into the play-in tournament or 8 seed like making the playoffs? I give me the 50-50 chance because I don't think if you're the 10 seed, you don't have a 50% chance of making the playoffs. You have less than that. You have to win 2 road games against teams better than you. You probably have like a 10% chance. Maybe 25. The Rockets made a fantastic trade for that pick last summer. Rafael Stone cooked up something fierce. Yeah, having the Phoenix picks is hilarious. Really, really funny. And by the way, so I guess let's just segue into this. Let's just segue right into this, folks. It's quite sad what's going on. It really is. Over in the desert. Do we have any updates? Has there been any updates on Kevin Durant? That was a vicious ankle turn that he suffered. Do we have any updates? Hey, the fuck is that? I got a new water jug. You guys can tell. Can the Mavs get Book somehow? Say yes. No. Book is Book is I gotta go to the State of the Union address here to talk about this horrible ass team, the Phoenix Suns. The D Book is going to a team that has 1 trillion draft picks, i.e. the Houston Rockets. Folks, the pathetic Suns. I call them the pathetic Suns. Quite frankly, they're so pathetic. We've never seen a team this pathetic. They're saying it's the worst super team of all time. That's what they're saying. The most sad super team, frankly, we've ever seen. They lose to the Houston Rockets. They've lost 3 in a row. The pathetic Suns are now 2 games back of the hospital Mavs. Kevin Durant, I call him Kevin Durant. He can't stay healthy. He can't stay on the floor. It's quite sad. Turned his ankle. Looks so painful. Ankles are such an interesting thing. They bend and they twist. They twist and they bend. And sometimes they bend the wrong direction and it hurts so bad. And now he's injured. Doctors have told me I have the strongest ankles they've ever seen. They say they've never seen ankles as strong as mine. I've never had an ankle sprain. They say, Mr. Trump, your ankles are so strong. You could have been a racehorse, they say. They say that to me. They've never seen stronger ankles than mine. Kevin Durant injured his ankle. Crybaby Booker, such a crybaby. No deal Beal. You can't deal him. Quite frankly, it's the worst deal we've ever seen. No deal Beal. Mike Clueless Holder. They call him Mike Clueless Holder. He's so clueless. But I like Mike. I think Mike's good. Mike won a championship with Giannis Antetokounmpo, Greek Freak. They call him the Greek Freak. He's so freaky. Not the way you think they mean it. He's so freaky, but not the way you think they mean it. The Greek Freak. I like Mike. I think Mike's a good coach. They say he's clueless. They call him Clueless Mike. I think it's so mean what they're doing to him. I think it's so mean what they're saying about him. It's frankly, it's not right. I like Mike quite a bit. It's going to be 4 coaches in 4 years with Matt Ishbia. I call him destructive Matt. He destroys everything he touches. It's true. He ruined the franchise. They're so done. They're so pathetic. The pathetic Suns. They're out of the play-in tournament entirely. It's quite sad, frankly, what they're doing. The Suns are so sad. Mike Clueless Holzer is what they're calling him. I think it's so wrong what they're doing to Mike. I think it's so mean what they're doing to him. I like Mike quite a bit. The baffling Kings. It's quite pathetic what they're doing. The baffling Kings. They looked so good for a second after the trade. They lose by 30 points to the Magic. The Magic can't score a point. It's quite remarkable. The Magic, they say they can't score a point. The Magic can't score a point. They say this is the worst three-point shooting team, frankly, we've ever seen. They beat the Kings. They score 121 points, and they shoot 46% from three. That's so sad, frankly. Domantas Sabonis, 14 points. Play-in DeMar. I call him play-in DeMar. He's always in the play-in tournament. Play-in Zach LaVine. They're always in the play-in tournament. I call them the play-in twins. They're always in the play-in tournament together. Frankly, it's quite hilarious. They're so sad. They can't work on the court together. Zach LaVine, they're better when he's off the floor. Markelle Fultz, 14 minutes. Folks, Markelle Fultz is one of the biggest draft busts we've ever seen. He's getting rotation minutes for the Kings. It's so sad, the play-in tournament. And now the hospital Mavs, led by Crooked Nico. I call him Crooked Nico. He's so crooked. They're now in the play-in tournament. They're playing the Brooklyn Nets tonight. And folks, I call them the Tanking Nets. I'm on ESPN, a horrible platform, by the way, ESPN. It's so sad what's happened to ESPN. They're failing. Every day you go on their website, and it's you hear all the time, they're failing. They're failing. They're not as popular as they were before. It's so sad how far they've fallen. ESPN, I call it, it's so terrible, frankly. It's so bad. The Brooklyn Nets, I call them the Tanking Nets, they have their player to watch in this game as Drew Timme. That's right, Drew Timme. You might remember him from Gonzaga. He is the Tanking Nets player to watch in this game tonight. The hospital Mavs are getting all of their centers back. They could make a run. They say they've never seen a front court this good. The hospital Mavs. They've never seen a front court this big, this athletic. Frankly, it's quite exciting. I think it's tremendous what Crooked Nico has built in the front court. They call him the slob. They traded the slob for Data Davis. It's so mean what they're saying about Luka. I like Luka quite a bit. He's one of my favorite players. They traded him for Data Davis, who hasn't been healthy, frankly, hasn't been healthy for the Mavericks, but they haven't lost a game when he's played. They're 4-0 when Data Davis plays. It's remarkable. It's tremendous, really. They say you got to look beyond the stats. They say you're a box score watcher if you're saying he hasn't been playing well. He hasn't shot well, but he's making an impact. They're calling it the slob trade. Frankly, I think that's quite rude. It's so mean what ESPN, they're so evil, ESPN is. It's sad how far they've fallen, really. What they say about Luka, it's quite sad. Kendrick Perkins, I call him Babbling Perk. He just babbles. What's he saying? We don't even know what he's saying half the time. He's just talking, saying that Luka's defense has been bad. He's not even watching the games, folks. It's quite sad. Crooked Nico and the Snake. I call Rob Pelinka the Snake. How does he always end up with these players? I don't know. It's quite remarkable. They're so bad. The Lakers are so bad. I call them the lucky Lakers. They're so lucky. How do they always get these players? They shouldn't. Frankly, they shouldn't get these players. If I was in charge, the lucky Lakers would never be this lucky. They would never be this lucky. I would call them the unlucky Lakers, frankly. If I were in charge, you'd be calling them the unlucky Lakers. The hospital Mavs are going to make the play-in tournament with no Kyrie. They're calling him Cryne on Twitter. It's such a hateful platform. Really, it's quite sad what they're saying over there. The pathetic Suns. So pathetic. So pathetic. And that was our check-in on the play-in tournament. On the play-in tournament race out west. I mean, I'm trying to think of a scenario in which the Mavs don't have the tiebreaker against the Kings or the Suns. So it's still not over, but it feels over. I'm glad Luka is gone. Oh, God. Which roster is better, the 2022 Mavericks roster that went to the Western Conference Finals or this current roster without Kyrie? Okay, wait. Which roster is better, the 2022 Mavs roster that went to the Western Conference Final or the current roster without Kyrie? So are you saying, like, if Luka, like the supporting cast for Luka, or are we saying 2022 with Luka in this team without Luka? Kai Jones needs to also be signed. Drop Dante and Martin. Trade Christian in the summer. He's garbage. Trade Christie in the summer. He's garbage. They're not going to waive Martin. Waiving Exum is on the table if they decide. If they decide that they don't want to bring Exum back. I saw Mavs CBA tweet that they could release Exum and that would allow them to sign two of these two-way guys. But if they want, Exum doesn't have a contract for next season, but they do have his bird rights. So if they wanted to keep him, then waiving him doesn't make any sense. But if they were just decided they wanted to move on anyways, then yeah, that could be a play. Will Lively and Gaff be back for the play-in? Bro, they might play tonight, is what it sounds like. So absolutely, yes. Christie been just doing cardio. Christie's been struggling a little bit. How did the Mavs manage to be a whole 5 games better than Portland? I mean, can we talk about for a second how embarrassing the Suns are? Like, I get it. The Mavs have been terrible really since the trade and all their injuries. But the fact that this Dallas Mavericks team, you can't surpass them. Despite the fact that it's all been laid out on the table for you. You couldn't get past this Mavs team. And really, the Kings are fucking embarrassing as well. But you can't get past this Mavs team? Really? That is atrocious. And so that's why I wanted to give a little bit of a shout out over the weekend. I tweeted it out. A little bit of a shout out to the Mavs front office. I mean, I like, be careful saying something like that out loud, but I wanted to give a little shout out because it feels like they've hit on pretty much every single role guy. You know, they have exhausted pretty much every single one of their resources just to get guys to get out on the court. And from top to bottom, these guys play hard. These guys fight every single game. Their energy level is never really in question. And they've been able to scrap together enough wins that they're going to make the play-in tournament. This is why I was saying earlier, too, and it was like, I'm not going to root for this team. I'm going to hate watch them. That's why I was saying, like, you can't do that, honestly. You're going to fall in love with the team because they play so hard. Everybody on the court plays incredibly hard that you can't hate watch them. You're not going to be able to hate them. They don't deserve a shout out, maybe a little pat on the back. Okay, maybe a pat on the back, yeah. Mavs do not want to play the Kings in the play-in. We get hurt every time we play against them. So it's just hilarious to me. As it stands right now, the Mavs would host a play-in game. What the fuck would the energy be like in that building? Hosting a play-in game is hilarious, man. Don't know if I'd go that far. Don't think they got that much from Hardy, Exum, Powell, or Martin. All right, so here's where I'm going to disagree a little bit. I don't think Caleb Martin was good against the Bulls, but I think Caleb Martin's been pretty fine, to be honest with you. We won a championship not playing hard. Well, that goes without being said, but no team is surviving the injuries the Mavs have had this year. None of them. 0 teams in the league would survive this. The Celtics would not survive these injuries. the Thunder would not survive these injuries. Like no team in the league is surviving these injuries and competing for a championship, I guess I should say. You know, Exum's probably done for the year anyways. No, he's for sure done for the year. So we'll see. I mean, it would be great. Well, yeah, you're stuck in this 9, 10, 11 range is where you're going to end up finishing. And the Mavs, we talked about this ad nauseum. The Kings schedule's tough. The Suns schedule's brutal. The Mavs schedule from here on out is really not bad at all. Right? You've got Brooklyn. You've got Atlanta. You've got 2 Clippers games, which, you know, you're what? How far back are you of them? 5.5? All right, yeah. That's probably not happening. Lakers. What can the Mavs even do next season to improve the team? I mean, they've got tradable assets. They've got contracts that they can move. They've got picks. They'll go out and get a ball handler. Now it's interesting to see what it would be. Is it going to be a guard, right? Sort of a stopgap option until Kyrie comes back, or maybe maybe somebody who you think could play alongside Kyrie. And yes, get all the jokes out the way. I know. Well, what about that? What about a 6'7" guy from LA? Okay, I know. Or Kobe White's a dream. Kobe White would be great. Or do you go with a more, like a wing who can ball handle and create and just kind of stopgap, option it up at the guard position? I am thinking a guy like Levine. I would not be surprised if they kick those tires. KD, they'll kick those tires. A Derek White type of guy. Those guys don't grow on trees. But Jaylen Brown would be great. I would not be surprised if we hear some Julius Randle buzz, honestly, as much as that would make me want to throw up or projectile vomit. I don't know how the contracts work during a trade, but I know. Hey, listen, I know, guys. Trust me. I know, guys. I know. I'm just saying names. Like Levine, I promise you. We've been talking about it. I hadn't seen sources, but I know I had heard in the past that the Mavs love Zach LaVine. Tim McMahon mentioned it in his book that the Mavs tried to go hard for Zach LaVine before they went for Kyrie Irving. So, okay, expect them to circle back there. You think there's any chance they try and get Drew Holiday since the timeline has shifted? Celtics probably can't afford it forever. Yeah, I saw some reports that people across the league think that KP, Drew are obvious candidates to get traded from the Celtics as their roster becomes so expensive. I think Drew's the obvious candidate. I'm not going to lie. I immediately heard that and thought, I could see it. I could see a world where the Mavs kick the tires there. The problem is, though, is like any team doing that is like the Celtics are trying to save money. So I'm not sure how it would work. There's so many mid players we have. They're the second apron, and if they pass 2 years, its repercussions rise. Aren't they so far over the second apron, though? I don't know. I haven't fully dove into the offseason stuff yet. I haven't fully dove too deep into some of the offseason stuff yet, but this feels like a nice segue, actually. Nick Angstadt, good friend of mine, or at least so I thought. Isaac Harris, friend of mine, or at least so I thought. Bring on Tim McMahon onto their show. And you notice I'm saying their show, right? Now, if you've been paying attention at all online, or if you've been in this chat, you know how people feel about Tim McMahon. Do I think it's fair? I don't actually. I've actually stood up for Tim McMahon. But on today's show, they've had him on. Yeah, I know. They had him on to talk about the book. and there's some insights that I want to talk about. First and foremost, I'll say this. Go watch this. It's very good. Go watch the two. They did this one and they did one more thing. Go watch them. It's very good. Tiny Tim. And I do plan on reading the book at some point. So that's what we've got going on. But I wrote down some of the interesting stuff, paraphrasing. Again, go listen to all of it because it was a good interview. Isaac did a great job asking questions. Good job, Isaac. Good work. Locked on Lakers. There's a lot of people. Oh, Tim's on Locked on Lakers too. My God, he's doing a circuit. Tim, if you want to come on the Side of the Bias show, please just don't be afraid to reach out to me. There you go. McMahon is talking out of his ass. So here's the thing, and I mentioned this. I don't know. We talked about this recently. But I mentioned it, how people hate Tim McMahon. Tim was with Russello too. I mean, yeah, he's doing a book tour. But Tim McMahon, people don't like him. The Mavs don't like him as an organization. Look, here's the thing, right? When it comes to writing a book about somebody, because I've seen people say, how are you going to write a book about somebody and the person who you're writing the book about doesn't like you? Because Luka and Tim McMahon have had public spats before. When we get to like biographies or books about somebody where you're really trying to dive in a little bit, try to get to the bottom of some things, try to get some behind the scene knowledge and really kind of report on what's happening, right? As objectively as possible. I don't want that person to be buddy-buddy. Honestly. That person shouldn't be buddy-buddy. I think that's a big problem we've seen with a lot of the documentaries that have come out recently, is it's become too buddy-buddy. Like, some of these stories are uncomfortable. Some of the things said in the book are not going to paint a positive light. Right. You don't want it to be a fluff piece. So I don't really have much of a problem with that necessarily. Is Tim McMahon sort of a shitster? Yeah, I think that's fair to say. He works for, Shitster Central, ESPN, right? That's what they do. He tries to get a story. I'm sorry, but isn't the statement the Mavs organization doesn't like him sort of praise at the moment? Well, I wanted to say that because there's been a lot of people say that he's just a Nico Harrison mouthpiece, which I don't know. It could be true, but I know in years past he was not in good standing with the Mavs organization. Right? Was not a popular figure within the Mavs organization. Now, maybe with the change of ownership and maybe with Nico Harrison now basically in charge of everything, maybe he has a different relationship with those people, so now he is sort of more in the know, and he sort of is this national media mouthpiece. And there's evidence that might back that up, considering he was the first person to have a Nico Harrison quote following the trade immediately after it. So, maybe. The only people saying that is Slow Hoops and Hero of the Day. Nobody takes him seriously. No, I've seen other people say that. Maybe it was them. I don't know. I don't remember. What's my favorite LeBron song? Come on, LeBron, put your Maverick jersey on. Yeah, it's time to get it on. You better come to Dallas. No, so here's the thing about Tim McMahon, and this is so funny. This is what Twitter does. And this goes back to like times at the Hoop Collective podcast where I'll hear there'll be shit on Twitter like, I can't believe they said this on the Hoop Collective. Hoop Collective was terrible this morning. And I'll be like, oh boy, here we go. And I'll tune in, and then I'll leave it being like, that was it? Like, what? That was it? Oh. Like, for example, when they did the first MVP straw poll earlier in the year, when was that? Like December or something like that. They did the MVP straw poll. They went on, they talk about it. Tim Bontemps was talking about it. Wendy, Tim McMahon. They're all talking about the straw poll. And everybody was shitting on it on Twitter. Everybody I saw on Twitter was shitting on it, saying, I cannot believe how disrespectful this was. I cannot believe, like, they should be embarrassed for putting this out. And I was like, oh boy, I cannot wait to hear this. I listened, and it was the most tame thing I ever listened to. Straight up. They basically said, yeah, it's probably a 2-horse race right now with Shea and Jokic. Giannis creeping, and Luka, who had just returned from injury. To be fair, 2 out of the 3 of them were like, yeah, Luka could definitely make a run. Like that was it. So I definitely feel like he's a little overhated, Tim McMahon is. So anyways, I wrote down some of the stuff that was said in this. Who Collective is the easiest skip in the world? 3 clowns. I mean, I haven't listened to it. I haven't listened to any national media podcast, not named the Bill Simmons podcast since the trade, if I'm being completely and totally honest with you. How much does Tim pay you? A lot of money. Tim McMahon pays me. The Mavs pay me. Who else am I missing? Am I missing anybody? Oh, yeah, Zach Lowe being back is big. But here's some of the stuff I wrote down. So they kind of harped on the Luka kicking the fan out during the Suns game. And I vaguely remember this. I guess I don't get why this was such a big story. Like Tim and the thing said it's going to be a big story when an MVP candidate gets a player kicked out and a fan kicked out. I'm like, yeah, I guess so. Right? No, Russia doesn't pay me. China pays me, guys. Come on. I guess I don't get why this was that big of a deal. Like, I don't know. That meant nothing to me. Luka got a fan kicked out. Okay. I feel like, doesn't that happen semi-frequently? Like, I don't understand. Here's another thing. Conditioning became a concern when Luka gained weight after the calf strain before the season started. And Tim also said that there was a contusion as well as a strain. A contusion as well as a strain. And Luka gained weight, and that was a big source of frustration and anger. You want to know what's interesting about all of this shit? And what's been interesting the entire time is, I don't know, didn't we hear that at the time? Am I misremembering? Is my brain like doing tricks because it's like I'm wanting to like put the puzzle pieces together, so I'm going back in time and kind of altering my memory on things. But like I feel like I remember all this being a thing at the time. You know? Which has been the interesting thing about all of this, the conditioning stuff is like, yeah, man, they said all this shit already. There's no point rehashing this. No, I know. Isn't it weird how everything negative about Luka, Tim was either the first or second person to put it out there? It's almost never positive. Tim's also very close to the situation. You know? So he is there. Would we say, honestly, here's an honest question. I want to hear y'all's answer to this. Do we think Tim McMahon is not credible at all? Do we think he makes stuff up? I personally don't think he does. Now, do I think that maybe we spend a little too much time on Lively's running point guard. Do I think we spend too much time on stuff that I think is maybe, you know, maybe do we need to spend that much time on, or do we maybe make a bigger deal out of things? Maybe. Is it weird that now, like, okay, look, the ESPN talking heads, right? Like the show, the guys who go on ESPN for like quick little 5-minute hits that just say random shit. Like that's different than this, in my opinion. I think he sensationalizes. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. Tim isn't even an unlikable guy. Mavs fan hate him for speaking the harsh reality. I definitely think, just by nature of working at ESPN, I think there's a sensationalized angle to a lot of things. Honestly, Mavs fans, myself included, are kind of sensitive. I think every fan base is a little sensitive about their own team, right? It's the little brother thing. Like I can pick on my own team, right? I can shit on my own team. I can say all of the things that you say about the team, but it's different because I'm a fan and you're not. So you're not allowed to say those things. I think he makes things up. Yeah, he is hated by every other fan base whose team he has covered. Houston and Memphis are a couple of non-Mavs fans examples. Is he hated because he makes things up, or is he hated because he might report on things that you don't want to hear? That's the question you have to answer. So he also said the wrist injury, and I'm paraphrasing here, but the wrist injury, which was real, but was definitely used as an excuse to give Luka time to lose weight. Luka came into the season after that calf strain and gained a lot of weight in the weeks that he was recovering. And this is another thing from this whole saga that has, I don't want to say bothered me. Bothers a strong word. It doesn't really bother me. But the thing that I've noticed is it's like, I mean, we do have eyeballs, right? Did anyone think Luka was in shape at the start of the season? In Tim's words, he ballooned up. We were saying the same shit at the start of the season. Slightly running point in the Tim McMahon PR run. No, I mean, I definitely think Tim McMahon sensationalizes things. I definitely think he, I think he understands ESPN's business model to a T. So I think he makes maybe a bigger deal of things that, like Luka kicking a fan out during that Suns game. Like, okay, I don't think that's a big deal at all. Honestly, like, I don't think that's a story that matters. Problem is that it's always negative with Tim. I never hear positive stuff from him. I think that's a fair criticism. So now we saying we all want to Luka out because he was fat and out of shape. Just say this then. No. You're hearing things in the chat, right? You're hearing things and you're making delusions in your own head. Nobody's ever fucking said that once. All right, you're having delusions. You're having delusions. Okay. So he said he talked to a bunch of execs, and he said if he had to guess, 8 out of the 50 of them says they understand trading Luka, but none of them said it was a good deal. Well, that goes without being said. It's the worst fucking deal of all time. Shittiest trade ever. Jason Kidd definitely shared frustration. I mean, that's obvious. Clear and obvious, right? Like that was obvious at the time. You don't make that trade unless the coach is in lockstep. Mavs got rid of the entire training staff who Luka liked. So during this whole thing, all of this reporting, Tim McMahon said it, Tim Cato has said it, similar stuff. They really alienated Luka. It's one of the more interesting fucking things, man. And honestly, from the outside looking in, it does sound, he said if he had to guess, it was like 8 out of 50. But it does sound like Nico came in and it was immediately like, let's get Luka out of here. Like, does it not feel like that? I mean, they fired everyone that he liked. Like, they fired all of the training staff. They fired coaches. They got rid of players. Like, it really, 42 out of 50, not 8 out of 50. Wait, 42 out of 50 said they would understand trading Luka? I thought he said 8 out of 50. Maybe I misheard. Mavs fired the training staff and had the worst injured team in NBA history. I mean, yeah, it's... Since when did Luka have a problem with firing Carlisle? I don't think there was a problem with firing Carlisle. It was more, there was like assistant coaches. Some coaches left. You know, he loved Jamal Mosley. That wasn't really the team's fault. Jamal Mosley got a head coaching job. It was more so the training staff felt like... The training staff felt like a big kind of fuck you. Because it was a well-respected training staff, too. Unless there's still shit about that we don't know. So then that's when Luka kind of got his own training staff. Which this is what I was saying after the trade happened. I mentioned, A week before the trade, I had somebody reach out to me and was like, "Hey, I've heard from someone that Luka does not work with the Mavs training staff at all, and he has his own training staff, and they don't even like communicate with him." And I was like, One, I was like, I don't know if I believe that. And two, I was like, I don't know. Is that weird of a thing? Like, I don't know, right? Obviously, it's a little strange, but from a like superstars perspective, is it that strange? I don't know. Like how outside of the, like how non-normal is that? The Mavs wanted Luka to work with the team after his wrist injury. Wanted him to participate in team stuff. He didn't. He worked with his own team to get ready to come back. Mavs wanted Luka to go on the road trip right before they traded him. They had a 5-game road trip. He said no. This one felt fucking stupid to me because it's like Tim kind of touched on this on the episode, but like, why would he go? Like, if you're trying to ramp him up to return soon, he has all of the medical stuff that he needs, right? He has the facilities that he needs. He has all the equipment that him and his staff need to get him ready to play in Dallas. Why would he go on the road? That didn't make any sense to me either. So it definitely feels like they were alienating Luka quite a bit. From the onset, Nico was. So it's just a strange. But now people are going to be mad at me because Tim McMahon went on Locked On Mavs. And people get so mad. Dumont also has a dumb-looking face, which is cherry on top. And, I mean, we haven't even gotten into, like, the real dumpster fire part of the Mavs because I hadn't even wanted to talk about this. But make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it, bro. The Cuban stuff is embarrassing. Okay? The Cuban stuff over the last week or so is embarrassing. How is asking him to travel with the team alienating him? That sounds standard. If you look around, it's not uncommon for like players, it's not even star players, but players to not travel with teams when they're recovering from injury because, you know, you have all of the stuff you need to recover from injury at home. So they'll go to home games, right? I mean, I'm not saying that specific event is alienating him, but when you add up all the other stuff, it does sound like they were alienating him quite a bit. And it almost makes me wonder if Nico is trying to like force a demand of trade. You know what I mean? Like, I want to trade this guy, but I know for a fact it's going to be impossible to sell anybody on just trading him outright. I need him to demand a trade. So let's get to that point. And then once the finals happen, once Nico looked bulletproof and the season started, the Mavs are around 500 again, around the trade deadline. Luka's hurt. It became an easier sell. So now it was time. That's how you get rid of people in the corporate world. You make life miserable for them. And Nico's a corporate guy. So, I don't know. This was good. I highly recommend you guys go listen to this. Nico's a corporate snake through and through. He understands the corporate world, for sure. So, I highly recommend you guys check this out. There aren't things that Luka demanded a trade. It would have been a much better outcome. Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's actually true. It's crazy because it's like, from Nico's perspective, it's like, we got to land Anthony Davis. Like, that's what I want. If we're trading Luka, we're getting Anthony Davis. If Luka demanded a trade, could you not have gotten Anthony Davis anyways? Like, does Clutch have that much power that the Lakers would have said no to that? Really? In Nico's head, yes. I mean, then he got, I mean, we already know he got fucked, but he got really fucked. Sadly, I know you've said it a million times, but how did a guy averaging 34, 10, and 9 not win MVP? It's honestly pathetic. Go watch my MVP video last year. Luka absolutely deserved MVP a season ago. If I were AD, I'd get a new agent. I like the trade. I love the trade with 2 more first-round picks. I mean, I wouldn't love the trade anyways. But obviously, we're having a completely different conversation if Luka demanded a trade. It's a completely different convo, right? Which, of course, he didn't. So we're not even having that convo. Boston sold their team for the same Cuban sold, crazy taxes and second Abram restrictions. If Luka demanded a trade and you get Anthony Davis, Reeves, and all of the Lakers picks, then yeah, we're definitely having a different convo. I mean, we're having a different convo if you got all of that and Luka didn't demand a trade. I don't think nobody's happy, but you know. But anyways, yes. Even people who didn't like Luka wanted a bigger return. Nobody in the, I have yet to hear one person who you should take somewhat seriously in the sporting world say, actually, this was a good trade. Would I miss Luka demand a trade now? No. I'm saying if Luka did demand a trade. Between Luka getting screwed for his MVP because of being too good, too fast, or getting blindsided, traded, what other superstar in the NBA has gone through this? So I want like, I've seen people, is the NBA media kind of weird towards Luka? Absolutely, yes. I've seen people say, no superstar gets treated like this. I've seen tweets about that. Hey, guys, I don't know if you're aware of this or not. Stephen A. Smith just said that he would fight LeBron James. Like, Stephen A. Smith just straight up said, I would swing on LeBron James. Okay? So, there's LeBron's been treated very strangely by the media for a long time. Would you be surprised slightly if Luka becomes MVP next year, but his stats lower than 23-24 season? Oh, Luka's going to have, I mean, we've been saying this forever now, but Luka's going to have all the MVP narratives on his side going into next year. He's going to have the Lakers boost, I would say. I think an older LeBron, I'm sure they're going to make some trades. Maybe Reeves isn't on the team anymore. I'm not sure. But he'll sort of be the reason why they're good. He had them on his side this year too. Yeah, he did, but he was hurt. Like that it ended when he missed that much time. NBA media hates Luka because how much they loved Harden and Westbrook. They don't want to make the same mistake over glorifying stats before trophies. Did the NBA media love Harden and Westbrook? I mean, that's news to me. That's news to me. Westbrook won MVP as a 6 seed. I think that year the media loved Westbrook because you had the Kevin Durant left. This guy just averaged the first triple-double in, I mean, what was it at that point? 40, 50, 60 years? The media did not like James Harden. I'm going to tell you that much. He won an MVP, but don't get that mistaken for the media liking James Harden. Only way they trade Reeves is for a star? Absolutely, yes. Should we talk about the brawl Malice in the Palace Part 2. So some players like Curry are loved so much by the media, but not LeBron. Why is that? Well, LeBron was hyped as a 15-year-old. LeBron is the face of the league. You can pay your bills. You can pay your bills by talking shit about LeBron James. Is Kid rolling out the 4 big death lineup time for the Mavs? I'm really interested to see how this is all going to play out, assuming all these guys plays. And Curry's kind of like, I don't know. There's not a lot of, like, Curry's been with the same team the entire time. Not a lot of controversy surrounding Curry. Not that there's any like real serious controversy surrounding LeBron, but you know. And to be fair, I think there was a lot of questions about Curry before 2022 just ended all of those questions. La Diddy. I mean, LeBron being at Diddy parties, a lot of people were at Diddy parties. Okay? I'm not defending him. If it comes out tomorrow that LeBron was really having fun from the Diddy parties, all right, then that's... All right. Were you at those parties too? No, I don't party. There's a clip of Bron saying there ain't no party like a Diddy party. Oh, that's so stupid. You see what I'm saying, though, about LeBron and there not being controversy? That's the controversy. I'm no Bron fans by any means, but he's been on the top for too long. Media was going to turn on him anyway. Oh, I mean, when you come to the league with that much expectations, you're day one going to have haters. Day one. LeBron more like Shaq than Jordan and Kobe. He's not the greatest. Sorry. I mean, that's insane. It's insane. It's absolutely an insane take, in my opinion. All right, let's absolutely insane take. I'm not even sure how much I can show of this before there's copyright problems. Ginormous fight between the Pistons and the Timberwolves. Who could have predicted this? Oh, yeah, that's right, me. I called this. When we were looking at this game, I said, yeah, there's got to be a brawl in this Pistons-Timberwolves game. I mean, that's not even an impressive prediction. I mean, that was just book it. Like, if there were odds on that, Vegas wouldn't even have the odds on the book, because it was just a foregone conclusion that it was going to happen. But this was a pretty nasty brawl. I mean, we had so many different ejections, and maybe I'm wrong here. Somebody point to me. I still can't figure out why Pablo Prigioni was ejected. But Pablo Prigioni got ejected. All right. Boom. Naz Reid gets fouled by Ron Holland. And I want to point out that there was some, Isaiah Stewart and Dante DiVincenzo were getting a little chippy at times earlier in the game. Pablo's fighting with Bickerstaff. Okay. Naz Reid gets fouled by Ron Holland, doesn't like it, comes over to him, fuck you. Dante DiVincenzo's there. Boom. Shove. Boom. We're fighting. We're going into the crowd immediately. DiVincenzo was not fucking around. DiVincenzo's pissed off. He throws Ron Holland to the ground. And now we have a pretty serious brawl that spills out into the crowd. DiVincenzo, what do you do if you're the... Look at this guy. Look at this guy cheesing. This guy, Dante DiVincenzo's laying on this guy. This guy can't help but cheese. You got this fan right here. Guys, please. Please, guys. Please reconsider this. This guy, phone out. Absolutely. This kid's terrified. This mom cannot believe what has just transpired in front of her eyes. This is that awkward stance you take sometimes when you're like out and things are getting like you're at a restaurant and maybe there's an argument at the table next to you that's getting a little out of control. And you're just sitting there like, some poor dad brings his kid to the game, beer spilling, getting someone pushed into his family. Big fight. Oh, wait, no, never mind. The mom is up and screaming now. Okay, never mind. She's locked in and she's now part of the engagement. Yeah, fuck you! All right. We're still down. DiVincenzo's still shoving. I mean, we're 30 seconds into this fight. DiVincenzo's still shoving. Ron Holland gets up. He's mad. He's still talking shit. Isaiah Stewart, obviously, not as involved. Honestly, a little surprising that he wasn't. Obviously, he gets ejected, but not as involved as you might have expected in an argument like this. Ron Holland is. There's going to be a lot of arguments. A lot of argument. Like, Ron Holland's going to be getting into shit for his entire career, and I love it. Some random with the 999 just caught up. I will die on the opinion Nico didn't like Luka influence on the team. I bet he did all these things and hope Luka will ask out. Once I didn't happen, he had to pull the trigger. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm leaning as well. That's sort of where I'm leaning. That's Nico is trying to force him to demand a trade. Disappointed by that brawl. TBH. Click that link. Alternate angle from the crowd. I don't see any link. I wish YouTube would let you send links, honestly. I do. Ron Holland. Still mad. Naz Reid gets chippy as well. DiVincenzo hyping up the crowd. I mean, DiVincenzo getting into it. Wicked, 30 months later. Have you seen my movie, Wicked? Yeah, of course I saw it. No one mourns the wicked. Right? Now, where was the JB Bickerstaff and Pablo Prigioni? Where was that one? Hey, whoa. What the hell's going on here? What the hell's going on right here? If you get punched at an NBA game, do you have to have any kind of a legal case? If I were in the crowd here, Dante DiVincenzo gets shoved onto me, understand, right? I'm immediately laying like this on the floor for the next 15 to 20 minutes, right? Sir, are you okay? What? I can't hear anything. I can't see anything, right? That's what I'm doing. I'm laying right here. Sir, can you please get up? I can't move my legs. I can't feel my legs, right? And then I'm on a stretcher. I'm getting stretched out. And yeah, there's probably going to be a $7 to $9 million lawsuit that gets filed within the next week, right? That's just if it's me. And I'm going to have a neck brace on. You know, every day, like I'd start streaming immediately. I'd have a neck brace on. Next day, I'd have maybe a sling, no neck brace. Next day, I'd be in crutches, no sling. Maybe I'll put the neck brace back on. And they're just like, what's your problem? And I'm like, it changes by the day. There must have been some type of biological weapon that was deployed during the brawl that got a hold of me. So that's what would happen with me, right? Getting escorted to the clinic by the locker room. Yeah, I'd be getting x-rays. They're like, sir, nothing's wrong with you. I'd be like, really? Then why can't I move my leg? We just saw you walk in, sir. Well, now I can't move it. It must be some type of reaction I'm having to the x-ray machine because of some chemicals that got on me during the fight. Right, and I can't even watch right, and that's true. And I can't even go to an NBA game, right, without PTSD kicking in. I'd for sure be in a neck brace. That goes without being said. All right, where are the other angles? ESPN did the same to Kyrie at every stop post LeBron. The guy right behind the guy in the blue is filming. Yeah, okay, I did see him. Did I like him? Let me see. Pistons fight. Here's the alternate angle. Here we go. Here's a good angle right here. Oh! Right? Boom. If I'm this fan right here, yep. If I'm this fan right here, I'm definitely winning a lawsuit. Look, that guy's getting fucked up. Oh my God. Isaiah Stewart, chill out, bro. I love this fan right here. Stop! This guy doesn't know who Isaiah Stewart is. That's the problem, right? This guy thinks that... This is a hilarious picture right here. This is a hilarious little freeze frame. Please, Isaiah, please. Buddy, there's no stopping that train when it's left the tracks, when it's left the station, okay? All right, so I thought Isaiah Stewart wasn't as involved. This angle, never mind. This guy just flashing pictures, man. Turn the video on. Who's this fucking clown? Who is this clown right here? Look how terrible these pictures are. Take a video, you fucking idiot. Who was this? Let's go to the other angle and try to figure out who this was.
This is not good.
This guy right here? It's this guy, right? Is this the video we just watched? This guy right here?
This has been building.
Oh, wait, no. It's this man. This man right here is the one who's taking the pictures. All right, it's a dad. That makes sense, actually. Oh my God. All right, my bad. My bad, Isaiah Stewart. My bad. Isaiah Stewart's probably getting a 5-game suspension here. 35 is out. 35 is out. I'm so bad with numbers. Is that Isaiah Stewart's number? Yeah, Isaiah Stewart's 28, right?
35 is out.
Hilarious. Yeah, they were just preparing for when KD gets traded to the Timberwolves next year, and they're the 7th seed. KD is out. Well. The two specifically focused on Nas the whole time. Boom. DiVincenzo, Ron Holland go down to the ground. All right. Look at Isaiah Stewart's face right now. He is locked the fuck in on Nas Reed. It doesn't matter what plays out between now and the end of this fight. Isaiah Stewart is laser focused on Nas Reed. Yep. Boom. Oh, wait, no. He's trying to grab Dante DiVincenzo's throat. And now it's just, where can the anger take me? I can't reach Dante DiVincenzo. There's a barrier here, a fan barrier. This fan's using his aura to try and slow down Isaiah Stewart. All right, we're still trying to go. Look at Nas Reed. Nas Reed is just fighting for his life down here. But I think him and Ron Holland are getting into it on the ground. Now Isaiah Stewart has noticed Nas Reed on the ground. Boom. All right, here's where we lock in here. Okay. All right, yep. And look at him. He's going for him. Yep. Right here, you can kind of see in the scuffle here at the bottom. Yep. Oh, okay. We got a full head, and I'm doing the NBA's job right now. We have Isaiah Stewart basically palming Nas Reed's head right now. All right, he's going for the shove onto the ground. And now... and now Isaiah Stewart has hold of Naz Reid while Naz Reid's on the ground. Ron Holland's like, what the fuck just happened to me? Who's 35? Did the Pistons even have a number 35? Oh, Sasser. Yeah, Sasser did get ejected. Although Sasser's number 25. So maybe they meant number 25. Or maybe they are preparing for Kevin Durant. 35 is out. $35 is out. Oh, man. Isaiah Stewart is just, he's on another level, man. If I were you know what the Pistons should do, because Isaiah Stewart is a very good basketball player and he's very important for their defense when the playoffs come around. Honest to God, right? If I'm the Knicks, whoever they're playing round one, I'm not joking when I say there might be a bit of a strategy of mine is, hey, see if you can get Isaiah Stewart to throw a punch or some shit, right? See if you can get Isaiah Stewart to throw a punch. See if we can get him out of here for game 3. So I'd have somebody on staff, on the Pistons coaching staff, whose number one job is the moment a fight or anything that looks like it could escalate up towards a fight breaks out, your job is to sprint out onto the court and tackle Isaiah Stewart. And understand that you're probably going to get beat up in the process, but that's why we're going to pay you the big bucks. Isaiah Stewart is probably going to punch you. I bet you Jeremy Sohan could really ruffle Stewart's feathers. So do you think there'll be a fight between the Pistons and your Thunder on Wednesday? I don't know what you mean by your Thunder. That might have been a typo. Yeah, it's possible. I don't know. I feel like the Thunder may be too late in the season to risk something like that. Like, let's look at the Pistons. Well, you got to factor in the fact that Isaiah Stewart's probably going to face a multiple game suspension. Ron Holland might as well. I mean, we're talking repeat offenders at this point. Let's look at their schedule moving forward. The Oklahoma City Thunder, possible. Toronto, doubt it. Memphis, entirely on the table. Entirely on the table that we get a brawl in that game. Sacramento, you don't really look at Sacramento as a team that you could see a potential brawl with. But the thing is, the Kings are sort of on the downturn, right? Frustration, things kind of boiling up. The Kings are just need an outlet for their frustration. It's possible that you see a brawl in this game. Knicks, very possible that this is the 6-3 matchup. Although it kind of looks like the Pistons might be locked into that 5 seed. Milwaukee, that's going to be, wow. Those are 2 pretty huge games to close the season, actually. More likely to see Bane attack Aldama again. Oh, man. The Pistons in the playoffs are going to be great. It's going to be very exciting. I mean, what's the over-under for fights over the course of that series, huh? What's the over-under? Hilarious. I love it. How can you not love it? What else do we want to talk about? Oh, yeah, Zach Lowe is joining the Ringer. I wonder why this took so long, because this kind of felt like a foregone conclusion at one point. What I'm trying to remember. I had a 2025 prediction about Zach Lowe. Was it that I think I said that he went to Amazon. I had didn't Bill Simmons just re-up recently with Spotify? Because I think I had a prediction that okay, I guess I didn't. I thought I did have something about it. Oh, Bill Simmons signs deal with Amazon. Zach Lowe signs deal with Amazon. That was my 2025 predictions. Let's see how these are panning out so far. I'm going to read my 2025 predictions to you guys. Let's see how they're panning out. We're about 4 months in now. Celtics wild year continues. Upset in the playoffs. Knicks, but maybe Cavs. I don't think that's happening. Keep in mind, the time we were doing this, the Celtics did feel weirdly off, but they've turned it around. SGA ends up winning MVP comfortably. That's going to happen. Wemby finishes top 3. Well, not my fault. Alex Sarr ends up winning Rookie of the Year. That's not going to happen either, although he's been playing really well lately. Him and Ricochet. Thunder. That's weird. My Thunder. I don't know where the my came from. Thunder make a big trade at the deadline. Didn't happen. Win the finals. Very possible. Oh, this one's just sad. Bro, my cat's snoring is absurd. I thought that was a fucking lawnmower outside of my apartment. This one is sad right here. Mavericks Nuggets play in the best series of the decade. Luka finishes the series averaging 37 points per game. Jokic averages 31, 15, and 11. I guess maybe we can get that for the Lakers Nuggets. NBC and Amazon have an incredible start to their coverage. I think that's on the table. Stephen A. Smith leaves ESPN for Fox News. Well, he signed that ginormous contract extension, but his foray into politics does seem like it's going to happen. ESPN begs Skip Bayless to return. Aren't they doing a reunion show? Somebody said that to me. SGA wins MVP. Done watching basketball. Well, enjoy the last couple of weeks then. Massive college sports betting scandal drops. Feel like that's on the horizon. Oh, this one was off. The new All-Star Game format ends up being a huge success. Well, that didn't happen. Jazz win the lottery. Oh, man. This one right here is bad. Fuck. Did I manifest this? The calendar year of 2025 is crazy in terms of star movement. Keep in mind, this was in January. So I was correct. Jimmy Butler, De'Aaron Fox, Kevin Durant, Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram are all on new teams by the end of 2025. Well, Jimmy Butler, yes. De'Aaron Fox, yes. Brandon Ingram, yes. Kevin Durant almost certainly will be. Zion, we'll see. Here are some of my stretch ones. Domantas Sabonis on a new team. That kind of sounds like it could happen. Joel Embiid, not going to happen. D-Book could happen. LeBron, well. Bucks lose early in the playoffs. Giannis trade rumors ramp up again, but the Bucks make a panic trade. Thanasis is made assistant coach. Bucks losing early in the playoffs sounds like it very easily could happen. Warriors ask Steph Curry if he wants to be traded, but he says no, that's not going to happen. Mark that one off the list. Oh, God. Mavericks add third star in the summer. Well, I guess that could happen. Rockets add lead guard in the summer. Spurs make massive trade during summer, finish November as a top 2 seed in the West. I consider De'Aaron Fox a massive trade. Calvin Booth and Michael Malone are fired. Is that on the table, you think? Vibes in Minnesota start to feel really bad. Reports of players only meetings. Someone punches Rudy Gobert accidentally, but it makes headlines. Wait, what? Someone punches Rudy Gobert accidentally. What the fuck does that even mean? Someone punches Rudy Gobert accidentally. How do you accidentally punch somebody? I don't. I'd have to go back and watch what I was meaning by that one. Zion Williamson is a Miami Heat. LeBron James announces he wants to play with Bryce James. How old is Bryce? Still no word on expansion. That actually is true. I just saw a report. Wendy said that they're more interested in this Europe League they want to start than expansion. So there was a time a couple years ago where it was like they're announcing that soon. Bill Simmons signs deal with Amazon. That didn't happen. Zach Lowe signs deal with Amazon. That didn't happen. What the fuck is this one? LaMelo Ball accidentally runs over fan's foot leaving the stadium, vows to grow up, is on the cover of NBA 2K26. A lot of players change teams, but no team completely tears down their roster besides maybe the Kings. I was early on the Kings hate. NFL announces games every day of the week on Christmas week marks beginning of the end. Wishful thinking there. Ime Udoka gets into a verbal altercation with opposing player during playoffs. Feels like a foregone conclusion. Oh my God. This is the last one. Well, this is why you guys listen. You guys got to respect me at some point. This one, you guys got to respect me at some point. Mark Cuban's phasing out from ownership becomes ugly. Barely at games to start the 25-26 season. What did he know? What did he know? Oh, man, some of these personal goals. Read a book a week. That ain't happening. We're already off. We're already way off there. That was a bit of a miss there. So. Whoops. Oh, there's also one other thing I wanted to do. Going back to looking at old predictions. I only did power rankings one time this year, but I wanted to look at it to see what my rankings were to start this season and how correct they ended up being, because my power rankings were always sort of what happened, Nick? Did I miss something? I was just fucking around because they had Tim McMahon on their show, and I know how much you guys like Tim McMahon. I wanted to see how correct I ended up being on these, because they're where are we at where we're at in the season, but it's also like looking forward. What do these teams look like? Do I think these teams, based off how they've played so far, can be contenders? Here's what it was. This was on November 29th, 2024. So about, a month into the season. In the sad bad tier, I had the Pelicans, the Wizards, and the Sixers. I think that's fair. Those teams are all still sad bad. Right? Fun bad, I had the Jazz, Hornets, Bulls, Blazers, Raptors. I'd probably move the Hornets down to sad bad, probably the Jazz as well. I would definitely bump the Bulls and Blazers up a little bit, because I don't know if you'd say they're bad just yet. Raptors, I think Raptors and fun bad's fine. Hawks, I had in the mid tier. Yeah. Pistons, Pacers, Timberwolves, all up a tier. Nets, obviously down into the fun bad tier, but the Nets were like 500 at this time. Heat, I would actually kind of move down into the bad tier as well. Then I had home court in the East. The East was terrible to start the season. You guys remember that? So these were the teams I had. in this tier, Lakers, Kings, Spurs. Now I'd move the Spurs down because of the Wemby injury and stuff. Definitely move the Kings down. Lakers get shot up. I mean, look at the top list, true contenders. I had Celtics, Thunder, Cavs. I mean, think about that. It's really been like this the whole season. The moment the season started, it was these looked like the three best teams far and away. And I would still say that's probably the case. Like those teams, and I would actually have it in that order as well. I'd have the Celtics as the number one team right now. And I know that's the Thunder are doing incredible things. The Celtics have been dominating lately. You just watch them play when KP's on the court. It's a completely different. I mean, it's just it's unstoppable. I don't know. They're a fucking machine. Like I don't know how you beat them, honestly. If KP's healthy, I don't know how you beat them. So I'd have them number one right now, Thunder 2, and then Cavs 3. That feels about right. So bus crash contenders, in case you're wondering what this means, these are teams that I don't think are as good as the true contending teams, but if they get some luck along the way, they could definitely make some noise. Had the Rockets here. Look, the Rockets are going to be the 2 seed in the Western Conference. So the Mavs, unfortunately. Yeah. Grizzlies, I would not have in here anymore. Warriors, I think I would have in here, although maybe they're a little bit shaky at times. I don't know. Then I had the Nuggets in good but fatal flaws. I feel pretty good about that. I would knock the Magic down quite a bit, probably to the mid-tier. Knicks, I think, are in the good but fatal flaw tier still. Clippers are really interesting. Like, I think the Clippers could be bus crash contenders, honestly, but the thing is it's like, let's say the Thunder get into a bus crash on the way to the game in the Western Conference Finals against the Thunder, against the Clippers, the Thunder get into a bus crash. Kawhi is somehow going to manage to tear his ACL in that process. So, like, that's the problem. That's their fatal flaw. So I don't know. Like, you just can't rely on that at all. Phoenix, well, knock them down. Knock them down to their own tier, the pathetic tier. Milwaukee, they're just whatever, especially with Dame out now. Giannis looks a little bit pissed off. Watch this space, right? I will say, watch this Giannis space. And you want to know something else? Watch this John Morant space. There's something's off. Something's off. Healthy Celtics are my GM stupid ass unit. Unfair team. Yeah, they're unbelievable. Are we doing Rangers talk today? I did some Rangers talk at the top, but what do you like? What's there to discuss? I thought they looked great, really, and they did a great job. You know, Devers was pathetic in that series. I mean, that was so bad. Like, what the fuck? It looked like he never swung a bat before. Like, that was just weird, right? Like, that was just so bizarre. What's the best site for baseball stats? I know the Grizzlies want a Jaren Jackson Jr. in lively front court. I mean, that would be disgusting. Fangraphs. I want to see, when did DeGrom pitch? Yesterday, right? Was yesterday DeGrom day? How do I look at, like, all right, let's see, box score. Wyatt Langford with a home run. He's him. He's a dog. Adolis with a home run. He's also him. Jacob DeGrom, 5 innings, 2 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Really got going there towards the end of the game. Dude, this is all just like a foreign fucking language to me, which is funny because I used to be good at this stuff, but this is all just such a foreign language to me. Like, I'm just looking at it. I'm just like, I have no clue what the hell I'm looking at. Threw his slider 38% of the time. Changed up 15%. That off speed was working, man. He's at 97. He used to throw, you know, the slider had a 1.3 value. That's right, baby. That slider was working. That thing is nasty. Nasty pitch. Robert Garcia is kind of nasty, too. I sort of like him quite a bit. 6 Tommy John surgeries later, makes sense to lose some speed. Isn't 2 the max? Like, don't they say once you get your second Tommy John, you're like done. You cannot get another Tommy John. Am I incorrect in thinking that? I want to see what the stats say about Leiter. How good was he? Like, do the advanced stats like him quite a bit in this game, or? Because here's the beautiful thing about baseball in a way. The advanced stats tell you pretty much everything, like by and large. Threw that fastball 63% of the time, 97, things humming. Change up at 91. Nasty. How good was these pitches? Fastball was fantastic. 1.5 value. All right, we're cooking. Yeah, we're fucking cooking. Only stats I use are the eye test. Check his baseball savant. So I will be live tonight for the Mavs game. Pretty excited about it, honestly. I mean, if the bigs come back, like, that's exciting. Also, the Rangers play at 5:40, so maybe we go live a little bit earlier, just kind of fuck around, hang out, watch some of the Rangers game. Which, again, playback.tv/highlybiased. They do have baseball now, so that's a great addition. But there's also some good NBA games tonight, though, as well. Some stuff, if you're really following the pathetic play-in race, you've got the Kings and Pacers tonight. That's obviously important for the play, and also important for the seeding in the Eastern Conference. Like, the Pacers, Pistons, and Bucks are all sort of hanging around this 4, 5, 6 range. The Knicks look pretty much locked into 3. The Celtics, you would think, are locked into 2, but 1 is like, it would require a huge collapse by the Cavs, but there's something to monitor. They're only 4.5 back. The play-in, you have the Heat and the Bulls can swap spots. Magic, Hawks, like, this just looks like you're playing. We look like we have our 6-1 settled in the Eastern Conference. Out West, obviously, you have the Clippers, Timberwolves, Warriors, and I would throw Grizzlies into that mix because they're choking quite a bit. All sort of lingering in the play-in mix. Lakers feel safe as a top 6 seed, but you never really know. Rockets feel somewhat safe as a 2 seed. They're only 2 games up, though, on the Nuggets, so keep an eye on that. And then, of course, you have the Kings, Mavs, and Suns all sort of battling to be the least pathetic team imaginable. You've got Clippers and Magic tonight. A pretty big game for both teams. Both teams need that one. Celtics, Grizzlies, Bulls, Thunder, and the Rockets, Lakers. Big game. I mean, I wouldn't say it's impossible that the Lakers could sneak up and still grab the 2 seed, but it does seem kind of unlikely at this point in time, at the very least. If Lakers lose tonight, they are far from safe. Yeah, the Lakers are not entirely safe in the playoff mix as well. But here's the thing. The thing is, they would have to get jumped by 3 teams. Like, when we get to this point in the season, it's easy to look at games and stuff like that. But I think you have to look at how many teams have to jump us. Because you can look and say, 2 games separate us. But then, but there's 3 teams between us and the play-in tournament. You know what I mean? Where I think Keenan Allen ends up, is he still playing football? I mean, I don't know. I honestly didn't know he was still playing football. Good luck to him. All right, if you're listening to this on Spotify, leave a 5-star review. It helps out so much, leaving a 5-star review. I love you. We'll be back on Wednesday. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, leave a like. It does help. I never ask for this stuff, and I really should be asking quite a bit. Leave a like. Leave all of these different things. So important. I need to go to the grocery store. Where do you think Jenkins goes to? Who the fuck's Jenkins? Oh, Taylor Jenkins. Sorry. The only reason I said that is because people were asking me about football players. So, like, who the hell's Jenkins, bro? Taylor Jenkins? I don't know. Spurs are a possibility, I think. Well, if we disliked it, though, then dislike it, man. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. I'll be waiting on Slightly Baseball. Go Rangers. I've watched every single game, man. Have you listened to... And I'm thinking, man, on the Lakers. Pretty funny. Pretty fire song. Did you talk about March Madness? At the top of the stream, I did a little bit, yeah. I'm talking about the man on the Lakers. Dude, for some reason, I got a Google notification today, and I'm not sure why the fuck I even get these. Sporting news. Mavericks predicted to part ways with Jason Kidd to hire former Mav as head coach. Sporting news. This was 2 days ago. Who's the former head coach? Oh, Steve Nash. What is this expected on? Fan side is Matt Rukowski predicts the Mavs will part ways with their current coach. I'm telling you guys right now, there's no chance in fuck the Mavs are firing Jason Kidd. No chance in hell. No chance in hell. They're not firing Nico. They're not firing Kidd. They're not firing one without firing the other, if I had to guess. And that ain't happening now. Sully, what's your favorite spot to grab a salad from? I have gone towards the point where I'm like, what, why am I not making my own salad? You can go and get a little Caesar salad kit. Now, I went to Trader Joe's for the first time in a long time last week and stocked up there. It used to be where I shopped exclusively. That's not true. For a tiny stretch, it was. Then we moved on to Market Street, which I still do have love for, then HEB. I will say, I like a lot of what Trader Joe's has going on. I got their Caesar salad kit. And I love HEB Caesar salad kit. I think it's delicious. I fucking love it. I got their Caesar salad kit, and I didn't like it at all. I thought it was terrible. I thought it was absolutely awful. No, salad kits aren't $12. A salad kit from HEB is like $4. Right? And you can get chicken. You make your own chicken. Boom, throw it in. You just made like a $5 lunch. Right? And if you're feeling, a little bit hungry, sometimes I warm up a tortilla or two. Right? Put the salad in there. Buying groceries is so difficult for me. I don't know why it feels like I spend so much and get like 3 meals. It's grocery shopping is honestly difficult if you don't have a family. Like if you have a family, you just buy in bulk and let's go. We're having fucking spaghetti for dinner again, right? Like we're having goulash again for dinner. Like that's easy. You have your big meals that you can make. Like it is hard shopping for one person. 2 people. Like it's kind of difficult to figure out. And yeah, don't go grocery shopping on an empty stomach. That's a big mistake. You end up buying shit. You look at it after you buy it, you're like, what the hell did I just buy? Like, I don't even like Funyuns. You know what I mean? Dude, this tab right here on Edge is hilarious. Shop America's greatest brand. MAGA AF. What a great hat. Inspired by your shopping interests. God, this is just so bizarre to me. Tennessee Titans lane quarterback Kirk Cousins. Wait, is that real? Dude, what is this dumbass shit? I hate when they report on mock trades like they actually happened. So about to shopping MAGA hats? No. But there is a hat coming soon. I'm excited about it. I have to say, I'm quite excited about it. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to change the game. It's going to change the way you look at hats. That's sort of my prediction. And I've tossed around the idea to other people, and I think it has a chance to change the world in a lot of ways. And you guys know I don't like, boosting myself like that. You guys know I don't like talking about myself in that manner. Is Sally going to stream Thunder games? Is that why he's saying my Thunder? I'm not saying my Thunder. Anytime I say that, it's an accident. All right. I'll be live on playback.tv/SallyBias tonight. And we'll be back here for some slightly early action on Wednesday. Wednesday. Stream the Lakers game. I'll be on Locked On after the Mavs game. Happy Kumar Day. That's right. Thank you all for coming out. All of the OGs, guys, I love you very much. Could have spent your Monday morning anywhere in the world you decided to spend here. New subscribers, I promise you guys will not regret it. Donations, members, thank you guys so much. You never have to do that, but helps out tremendously. Makes me feel so good. Yes, I did watch White Lotus last night. I don't like talking about shows like less than 24 hours after they come out. But the finale better be popping, which it will be. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you all later tonight. Talk with you all later. Bye.